What's up guys, Dom here with Faith Family Homestead, and today I thought it would be fun to take you guys around the garden with me. I have some things that I need to harvest. In my last video I showed you guys that I had some broccoli heads forming, but I thought that they were going to seed and getting a little loose, and I asked for you guys advice if I should harvest it and then leave the plants there so that they can grow side shoots, or what should I do. This is only my second time I believe growing broccoli. I don't really remember anything. And so I asked for you guys' advice. You guys gave me some good advice. Majority of the people, I think everyone, said that I should go ahead and pull the broccoli off of the plants. So that's what I'm going to do today. I also, if you see back there, I have new beds put in. We colored them. I have been keeping you guys updated on the bed. I'll take you guys around and we'll just look through the fall garden. So I guess the newest thing are the Forever Garden beds, and I did start spray painting them. So I have an orange and a yellow one. I already had these colors, and then I have a new red one and gray one. I have these two sitting right here because this is where I've been doing my spray painting. I also spray painted a green one and a royal blue one, a pink, and a this light purple color. I'm really happy with how the colors are turning out. All of the colors are absolutely beautiful. I still have lots more colors in the house to spray paint these beds, and so I've just been working on it little by little as I've had the time to do so. You guys saw where I did a video where I planted these onions. These will be the onions that I'm going to plant in the garden. And this bed is Brussels sprouts with a zinnia, a volunteer zinnia. Across from that, I have these lettuce. I got these lettuce. I picked them up from Homestead of America. There was someone selling plants, and I picked up these lettuce and had my daughter Anaya plant them here. And there were 18, but 2 of them didn't make it, so one right there and right there. So I have some seeds that I want to replant in those spots. And as well as I picked up this, it was in that tray right there, that 72 count tray, where I picked up all of these spinach. And it looks really good. I can start harvesting baby spinach from these plants. I wanted to make it right over to this brassica bed. So this whole bed is filled with broccoli, and then that one has cabbage as well as cauliflower. We'll get over there in a second. But this is the bed that broccoli I showed you guys looked like was going to seed, and what we're going to be harvesting from today. See, this one definitely opened probably, oh nope, there's some there that opened a lot. This one, yep. I knew that I wanted to get out here from my last video a few days ago and harvest these broccoli, but I did not have the time, and so I'm a little late on some of them, but I'm just going to go ahead and harvest them now, because obviously if I leave them, they'll just turn to flower, and that's not what I want. But if I remove them now, then it still has a chance of creating side shoots of broccoli. So I'm going to go ahead and harvest all of these. You can see this is already having side shoots. Those are little broccolis, even down there, down here. So I'm hopeful that harvesting these broccolis, oh, you can see it, there's a one right there. It's already opening though. Woo! There's a bug right in there. We'll take a closer look at these cabbages. So you can see that we do have some nice heads forming. I just have the hose sitting inside the bed to water. Down the right and left side I have cabbages, and then in the center are cauliflowers. think it's called a snowball. But this bed looks beautiful. Oh yeah, I have something to harvest in here. This squash that I've been leaving to get bigger. Oh, I broke it. I broke it. Oh, I didn't know it was rotten at the bottom. That's so sad. So there are a few more growing. So right there and right there, 2 more growing. So I'll leave that. So this whole row is tomatoes, and I've been waiting to harvest tomatoes on here. We do not have any frost in our 2-week future, and so I've been leaving them on here, and I actually think I see my first ripe or blushed tomatoes. I do. Let's go take a look. So I have not trellised these plants or anything, but how fun is this to be harvesting tomatoes in, that one has a hole, in November. I think these are blueberry tomatoes. That one has a hole. But there's so many on here. Well, I just came over from these tomatoes and saw that we have potatoes sticking out the ground, attached from this plant. I also had potatoes in this bed, and as you can see, it has started growing new potatoes, but it looks like something uprooted this plant. I'll go ahead and plant it back. It makes me want to pull this one now and see what's here. Oh my goodness! That's wild! That's insane. I definitely had no plans on harvesting potatoes today. That's amazing. So this is another bed that I planted broccoli and cabbages in at the same time, and you can see these broccolis have not gone to seed. They're not as big. So I don't know what's the difference with the soil in the log raised bed. If you didn't know, brassicas go into seed, have a flower, and then they turn to these pods, and then the seeds are inside of them. But this bed looks so good. This is the only bed. This is my only red cabbages. And I just saw that I have my first nasturtium. I didn't get any nasturtiums in the spring or summer, and so this is my absolute first nasturtium. And I see those tomatoes right there. They're not blushing or anything, so I'm gonna leave them, but it looks like a good sized tomato. That's amazing. Speaking of potatoes, so I have potatoes in this bed that I planted really late, and even though we had that first 2 days where it froze some of my plants, my potatoes were not one of them, as well as the potatoes in this bed. So I really look forward to getting a harvest of potatoes soon. I'll definitely dig them up before our next freeze, or if I feel like we still have time, if it's just going to be like one night freezing and then, you know, back up into the 80s, I'll leave them and probably just try and cover them. Potatoes can take a very light freeze. I mean, even if the tops die back, the potatoes should be fine in the ground, and so we'll continue to wait on those. I'm looking at this row of tomatoes, and there's some to pick. Let me show you. Some down here. I'm going to go ahead and take off the ones that are blushing. This one's a nice surprise. I think this is a zebra tomato. I'm not sure. I don't have any tags on any of them, but there's lots more on this plant, so I'll be happy with these two. I'm gonna go ahead and take these that are blushing as well since I'm out here. I don't know what kind of tomatoes these are, but they're so cool in their shape. It might be a mushroom basket, so that's cool. Next stop, we have these painted pony bush beans. They're looking a little raggedy because we feed our rabbit from the garden, and I tell my kids that the rabbit could have bean leaves, and I specifically didn't tell them to leave these beans alone, and so they were pulling the bean leaves off of these plants. And I didn't know until I came out here and was like, what in the world happened to these plants? And I found out that they were feeding the rabbit these bean leaves. But it's fine. There's still plenty of green beans on this plant. And I don't see that many more flowers. And so I think this will probably be the last harvest off of these green beans. Actually, before I say that, no, because I do see some smaller ones. I do see some smaller ones that I won't be harvesting today. But these green beans, I cannot wait to grow like a whole bed full of these green beans in the springtime. So another good handful of green beans. Our basket's looking so good already. So happy. I have some spicy peppers in this bed that I need to pick. I'm not going to worry about separating them into a different basket because I do not have any sweet peppers at all in the garden. I took them all out and I decided to leave the spicy pepper bed because I am going to try and overwinter them straight into the bed. That was a suggestion from one of you guys. I thought it was pretty cool. And so eventually, as I get all of the peppers off of this plant, I will cut them down and then just try to protect them from a frost and see if I can overwinter them in ground. But there are lots of peppers on them again. These peppers have produced so good.
Oh, I did protein of it. I need
So that's all the peppers, and then there's still lots small ones that we're gonna leave. I didn't pick any of this yellow pequeños because they're just a pain to pick because they're so tiny. Moving right on over, so this dead plant right here was a white cucumber, and as I stepped over here I see that obviously I lost one, but these are pole green beans and there are pole beans ready. You pick all the low ones, Nahel. You don't want little baby ones. green bug.
Yeah. I saw this.
What's it doing?
I'm showing.
Just crawling.
Mine, this one's doing up there.
Yeah, those aren't that big yet.
Oh, I see one's up there, Mommy.
It is.
Baby, take a
That's good. This bed right here is where my cuckoozy plant is at, and it still has, as you can see, so many cuckoosies growing. It's unbelievable how many cuckoosies are on this plant that's trying to grow. There's none to harvest right now, but I'm gonna let that continue growing and we'll see. Yeah, that's a cuckoozy. It's not ready though. But I did see some more green beans over here. Naya, you want to get these green beans?
This one must go in. And
Oh, we'll leave this one now so we could save it, okay? No, leave it. We're going to leave that one. Yeah, it's too big. So we're going to let it go to seed.
My other big ones, and long ones, I just let them do a seed.
That has a hole, 2 holes in it.
2 holes.
You have some? Y'all, this is so weird. All over my bean plants, I've seen like little bite marks, but then the leaves is curled up on top. What animal or insect does that? I flipped over some leaves and didn't see any, but if you guys know, let me know down in the comments. I think I have another freeze-dried tray of beans. That's awesome. My kids ate all of the freeze-dried green beans last time before the video even finished. They were delicious, so definitely would make some more. What is that?
I think it's a tree, but it's a seed from Joe.
It's a tree? It's a broccoli. This bed right here is where I had a lot of sweet peppers, and we just cut them down to the stem, like you can see in this one, and they are actually growing back. So all of these are sweet bell peppers. I'm not going to do anything to probably protect them. I don't know, maybe. We'll see when the time comes. I won't say that. But I definitely had no plans or thought that they would come back. Y'all, this feels so good to be in November and harvesting summer vegetables. We did harvest that broccoli because it has been really hot today. It is 76 degrees. What are you doing? Why are you putting your head? It's 76 degrees today, but it's 76 degrees today, and then I think the next 2 days are like 80. It has been hot. It hasn't rained a lot, and so I'm having to water. I came out today, my green stalk was looking so sad. I haven't watered it in like 4 days, and so it's now looking much better with the herbs, but I thought all my herbs was kaput. But this basket looks beautiful. We have our green beans, we have our broccoli, we have our different types of tomatoes, we have spicy peppers, and then we even have surprise potatoes. I came inside and put the green beans in some water, cold water. I have my spicy peppers in this container, and it's just squishing the broccoli. I put the broccoli in salt water. I did that just in case if there were any bugs in there, and I'm glad I did because there was definitely a worm came crawling out as soon as I put that salt in there. I have my tomatoes sitting right here. I have my few potatoes. I'll figure out what I want to do with these soon enough. So thank you guys for hanging out with me, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.